So I'm the lead of an application delivery platform, and it took me 4 years to start using my platform to build our own application. I've put all of my slides in the Slack channel. I think it was 4 lines of text. So my name's Toby. I work at a company called Amazing.io. We're a global web hosting company. We do lots of public-facing websites, lots of PHP, Python, Node, basically letting developers build really cool websites, and we take the management hassle out of hosting it for them, put it into Kubernetes. They don't need to learn YAML and that. We've got an open source product called Lagoon, and Lagoon is the core of the Amazing.io offering. It does, I'm going to say magic. It's technically spicy bash under the covers. It's open source, so you can see exactly how ugly it is. I promise we're in the process of rewriting it in Golang, and have been for years. But we've gone through a whole journey with the Lagoon tool. The first iteration deployed itself, which we thought was super cool. It turns out that it's a really growth-limiting strategy, only being able to deploy your own application to other places. Over the years, we've sort of changed from OpenShift, and we're now sort of genuinely Kubernetes native. At Amazing.io, we manage thousands of websites across dozens of Kubernetes clusters, across all the providers, across all the world. So my team, there's 5 of us. We build Lagoon. We've got Golang components, we've got Bash components, we've got Node components, we've got APIs, we've got controllers, we've got operators. And we've got a user interface. And our user interface built using Next, React, Express. It's pretty straightforward. In order to build the user interface, you needed to deploy Lagoon into your local machine. So you'd go ahead, you'd spin up Minikube or MicroK8s or whatever it was back in the day, get that running, and then you get all your ports mapped across, and you get all your things mounted, and then you'd start trying to make changes to the user interface. And I don't know, I just tried doing node development on a local Kubernetes, but it's not much fun. So we slugged away at this for 3 or 4 years without much success. Meantime, we're running thousands and thousands of workloads in the cloud for other people. And we had a meeting probably just over a year ago, and one of us said, hang on, isn't our UI just a React app? Why are we trying to build it using Kubernetes? Why don't we dog food? And we suddenly worked out that actually what we thought was a tightly coupled user interface was actually completely detachable and only required 2 environment variables to connect to any running Lagoon instance. And from that point onward, we started Project Attach, and that project lasted about 25 minutes to spin up the user interface into a completely standalone project that we could connect up to Lagoon, and we could deploy into a cluster to talk to itself. This is awesome. This is really cool. So now, as well as the user interface to the cluster that's running in the cluster, I can spin up the user interface as a project that also talks to the cluster. That's brilliant. That's such a cool thing. Inside the team, we're sort of high-fiving and slapping each other back and saying what a great discovery this is. And then the PR started rolling in. Once we'd built this tool into a project we could deploy easily, we realized it's actually quite easy to develop for. Everyone can spin up a Node app on a Docker stack locally. They can make small changes. They can fix that SSH capitalization bug that's been bugging someone. People can start addressing the breadcrumb width. People can start tinkering with anything that has been bugging them, but they haven't been able to build the entire stack. So we're having these revelations, and we're going around and we're sharing all this great news amongst ourselves that we've got all these really cool things. We can do this really cool stuff. And then it hit us. We've been building this tool for so long, and we've been telling so many customers about how great it is and how it's going to really shorten your development cycles, and being able to develop locally and in production is going to revolutionize. We're like, oh crap. It's true. Like, why didn't we notice sooner? Were we that blind? We could tell people one thing, but we couldn't recognize that failing ourselves. It is a happy ending story. We brought a front-end engineer on, and in his first week on the job, he rewrote our entire UI and upgraded Next, Webpack, React, very, very simply got a production PR in his first week. That wouldn't have been possible without our journey of self-revelation and technically journey of self-embarrassment. So if there's a motto here, it's don't be afraid to make yourself feel like an idiot whilst celebrating what should be a relatively routine accomplishment. That's my talk.